Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and I'm a member of the Ocular Pharmacology and Genetics Research Group at University College Dublin. My colleagues and I are delighted to have the opportunity to speak to you today about the month-long uveal melanoma awareness campaign that we ran in May of this year that we called #OpenYourEyes2UM. So before we go into the specific details of what we did during this campaign, I want to talk about why we ran this awareness campaign and what exactly we wanted to achieve. There are a number of research projects in our lab that focus specifically on uveal melanoma, or UM for short. And many of you here today may be unfamiliar with or may never have heard of uveal melanoma. And that is not uncommon. It is a rare cancer. However, it's quite a devastating cancer. Unfortunately, there are currently no therapies available for the metastatic disease, and as few as 8% of patients will survive beyond 2 years once diagnosed. Ireland actually has one of the highest incidence rates of this cancer in the world. So as researchers here in Ireland, it was important for us to raise awareness of the signs and symptoms of this cancer. We also wanted to normalise the wearing of eye patches, which is a common outcome for patients following treatment. Over the last year in particular, I think a lot of us have really seen the power of social media. So we wanted to use a variety of different social media platforms to extend our reach beyond just our academic colleagues. So to do this, we ran an eye patch competition, a Twitter question and answer poll, and created a very high quality uveal melanoma animation video, all of which will be explained in more detail by my colleagues. You will see from this slide that there were lots of different groups involved in our campaign, and it was extremely important for us to have input from patients, patient advocates, and clinicians to make sure the message that we were putting out there was clear, was easy for the public to understand, but also medically and scientifically correct. I'll pass you on now to my colleague Yolanda to describe one of the aspects of our campaign.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. So one of the first things that we made to engage our audience and to normalize the wearing of an eye patch, it was an eye patch competition. This contest was running all throughout the campaign, and we were asking participants to create their own design for an eye patch. There were no requirements in terms of format. So people could use any kind of object, idea, material. We only wanted that they took a photo of the design, and this was shared with us through our social media. So it was great to see after the deadline that we received 50 amazing designs. You can see some of them in the video that is playing now on the slide. And the first things that we had to make is split these designs into categories, adults and children. Next, we asked a member of Ocular Melanoma Ireland, Patient Advocate Association, to judge the competition by selecting 4 finalists in each of the categories. After that, we opened public voting in Twitter and Instagram, and ask our followers and people to select their favorite designs among all of those that had been submitted. And then 24 hours later, we could came with our final winners that, as you can see now, are these 2 brilliant designs of the eye fish patch by Simona. This was the adult category winner, and the eye patch of my favorite things, that was the children category winner. Apart from the amazing experience that was running this contest, we achieved, thanks to it, over 8K impressions through our social media, almost 200 votes from people in the contest, and 145 views of the video that we uploaded in YouTube with all the creations. And now I'm going to pass it on to Husvinee, that will tell you about further activities in this campaign.
Thanks, Yolanda. So next we went on to release a Twitter poll, which was setting up the stage for our release of our animation video. So how this worked was we had 5 questions in total, and we asked 2 questions weekly. and they were easy to understand and simply phrased questions. We gave 24 hours for the votes to be casted, after which we released the answer with supporting evidence. And this could be in the form of figures or links or online websites from credible sources. So for example, one of the questions we asked was, which organ did uveal melanoma originate from? We gave 4 choices, and you could then after that we released the answer. So you could see that we received 94 votes for the questions that was asked. And another example would be that our questions ranged from asking about statistics to incidence rates and trying to understand what are the possible signs and symptoms associated with uveal melanoma and how we can protect ourselves from uveal melanoma. So what was interesting was that overall from the 5 Twitter poll questions, we had 286 votes. However, we had more than 21,000 impressions. So this indicated that although we did not have many participants, but we did have many views whereby it was looked at. So it has reached far and wide, our Twitter polls that was being done. So additionally, we can say that we gained an understanding of the public's knowledge on uveal melanoma, and this platform has enabled us to start a conversation about uveal melanoma. So this is an example of a screenshot of conversation taking place between different members of the public when we released our question and answer. Additionally, some audience members also shared their personal stories or experiences with uveal melanoma. So we have managed to educate and raise awareness on uveal melanoma, but also to highlight that there is ongoing research on uveal melanoma. With that, I'll hand over to Stephanie to describe more on how the animation video was created.
The ability to communicate scientific information is accelerated by animated content. Here we have created an animation outlining the course, root causes, and treatment options for uveal melanoma. At Firecrest, a team of pharmacologists and animators work together using a step-by-step approach seen here to graphically present scientific information. We begin by researching scientific and medical resources and incorporate the essential information into a script. Next, we create a storyboard to communicate the script content graphically. The script is then turned into a recording to narrate the graphic content. Finally, the models undergo texturing, shading, and animation to create our videos and an engaging viewer experience. On the next slide, you will see a clip of our animation.
Uveal melanoma commonly develops from the abnormal growth of melanocytes, melanin-containing cells lining the inside of the eye. Uveal melanoma develops in the uveal tract, the middle layer of the eye. The uveal tract is composed of the iris, the coloured part of the eye that controls pupil size, the ciliary body, an extension of the iris that controls lens shape, and the choroid, a blood vessel-rich layer that nourishes the inner eye. Choroidal melanoma is the most common type of uveal melanoma, followed by melanoma of the ciliary body and iris. Changes in these genes can lead to the growth and development of uveal melanoma, or can cause uveal melanoma to spread outside of the eye. Uveal melanoma can spread to other organs of the body, becoming a metastatic disease in approximately 50% of patients. Despite increased understanding of the causes of uveal melanoma, there remains a crucial need for more effective treatments. The inclusion of uveal melanoma patient tumour samples from the eye and liver into research studies is invaluable. These samples help to create additional models of the disease, which help to broaden our understanding and to develop patient-specific therapies for the treatment of primary and metastatic uveal melanoma. As uveal melanoma is a rare disease, it is vital that clinicians, patients, and patient advocates, scientists, pharmaceutical companies, and governments collaborate nationally and internationally to improve diagnosis, enhance treatment options, and increase accessibility of clinical trials to patients.
What we have achieved from our month-long campaign is that we have increased awareness on the signs, symptoms, and treatment of UM. We have created an easy-to-understand, freely available tool for the wider public to access for clinically and scientifically accurate information on UM. We have formed a bond between patient and different patient advocacy groups internationally with future collaboration initiatives, as well as we have a network created for researchers internationally. Last but not least, we have increased appreciation for the power of social media to spread our message. We primarily use Twitter. However, we did use Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn to tap into different target audiences as well. We would like to thank everyone for your attention, BPS for giving us this opportunity to present our work, as well as everyone who were involved in the team for making this campaign a success. With that, we are happy to take any questions that you may have. Thank you.